Hello and welcome to Cruising with E-Rider. On today's show, we're going to start off at the Company 7 Barbecue Cruise-In every Tuesday night over here in Englewood all summer long. After that, we're going to go to Mike at Cylinder Head and Block in Brookville, where Mike is putting together that 350. So stay tuned for that and more on Cruising with E-Rider.
Man, tell me about this wonderful little wagon.
Well, it came from the General Motors plant in Dayton, Ohio. There's a brass plaque that says Chevrolet Division, Dayton, Ohio. I bought it from a fellow who used to own 50 fire trucks, and he was culling the herd. And I always liked this. I knew he had it, so I made him an offer, sold it to me, and I restored it. This is the first place it's been since the restoration was completed.
Now, what was it like when you got it?
Kind of rough. It was rusty. Surface rust.
Right.
No holes. It didn't work. I sandblasted. I had it sandblasted.
Okay.
The wood was shot. There's a wooden rail along the side here and a wooden deck on the back.
Okay.
I had to make new ones of those. But it cleaned up pretty good. And
so it was probably all the parts were with it. It's probably completely original, wasn't it?
Pretty original. Yep.
Oh, you can't beat that. So, you know, I guess a lot of the factories used to have these in them.
They tell me they spent a lot of time near the paint booth in the factory. Imagine that.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah, I'm sure big factories had them.
It's so cool. And this one is a part of history. It's right from around here.
Right. It's made in Perrysburg, Ohio by Scat Equipment Corporation.
Okay.
The chassis was made Kalamazoo Manufacturing Company in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Really?
And it went to Perrysburg, where they made it into a fire truck.
And here it ended up.
Both businesses are out of business, so I can't really find much information about either one of them.
Oh, yeah. Was it hard to find parts for?
Not too bad.
Okay.
There are fire flea markets,
right.
So you can find parts.
All right.
Didn't need much.
Good, man. Well, take care of it.
I'll do that.
It's a little piece of history now.
It is. I go to a lot of antique fire truck shows. I have a couple of antique fire trucks. I've never seen one in an antique fire truck show.
First one I've seen, man.
There's a national convention in Reynoldsburg this year for the National Association of Antique Fire Trucks.
And you're going to show up, ain't you?
It'll be there.
All right. Good. So we got it first. We got the scoop.
You got it first.
All right, brother. Thanks for being on Cruising with E-Rider.
Appreciate it.
3, 2. Mike, tell me about this truck, man.
It's a 1994. It's the first car I ever purchased. It took me about 7 years to do. Everything on it's handmade.
Now, what's the story on the dash, man? The dash is sweet.
That's the second one I did for it. It's all sheet metal. The center console as well as the dash is pretty much one piece.
So you're saying that's not a big piece of plastic?
No.
See, I thought all you had done is glue some plastic together and stuff. So it's sheet metal?
Correct.
You cut it out and bend it and stuff?
Correct.
You use a wheel and stuff? Or?
No English wheel. I didn't have one.
All right, you ain't got no. You just bent the metal. Did you weld it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm impressed. It looks good, brother.
Thank you.
All right. So how much time do you have in that dash? About 4 winters?
No, like 2 months.
Uh-oh.
So.
You work fast.
Yeah.
Now, I like the rear end, too. Now, did you mold all that? Is that steel or is that Bondo?
Steel.
You didn't put no Bondo back there, man? It's just not a bunch of...
It's got some Bondo in it, yeah.
We all use a little bit. It looks good, though, man. Now, did you mold anything out on that?
Yeah, all that's out of a 65 Chevelle, and we sectioned it, moved it all out.
Really? It looks sweet, brother. Okay, so how long have you got in the truck all together?
6.5, 7 years.
All right, that's fair. I was getting ready to say, if you said 6 months, I was going to say, no. All right. So what kind of motor you got?
It's a small block Chevy 350. Art Millet type of punched at 60 over.
Okay.
Flat top pistons, Holly aluminum 202 heads.
Oh, okay. So you're going to really move a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Now, is it finished?
No, nothing's ever done.
See, that's the right answer, man.
I got another in for it. Finished disc brakes.
Right.
A couple of things in the interior gonna get changed around.
Some more modifications.
Yeah.
Little things here and there.
Correct.
Bits and pieces.
Correct.
Then you'll put the big motor in it.
That motor's gonna stay.
Where you coming in from, man?
Troy, Ohio.
All right, so not a terrible long way.
No.
You drive the wheels off of it?
I tried to.
All right, man. Thanks for being on Cruising with E-Rider.
Thanks.
Yeah, because I'm standing there and I need to make sure that I have this.
Oh, I love it. That's great.
about your cars and come up here and check the raffles out, the event t-shirts. We got it all going on up here. Next to the pinstriper.
After that, we'll be doing the awards and everything else. It's a
And then
beautiful
we will
day.
pack it up, take tons of toys and a lot of money to Children's Medical Center. That's why we're out here.
How many entries you get today, right?
We're up to
5,000?
We got about 260 cars through the door.
Great, right? That's
All right,
awesome.
man. Thanks, Shane, for coming.
And what do we keep doing?
Keep cruising with E-Rider.
There you go.
Now, Mike, what are we down here for today?
Well, today we're going to put the short block together, degree the cam, and
Now
that
that's
should pretty much take care of the day.
that's a fabulous thing. Oh my God,
That's the fun part.
this is the fun part. All
And
right,
if I've done all my work properly, there will be no drama.
all right. So now what we're looking at is the bottom half of the engine, and she's just as clean as a whistle, ain't she?
Yeah, cleanliness is really, you can't keep them too clean. That's
God.
that's really important. But we've got all the machine work done now. We've got cam bearings in the block and the freeze plugs in. I've got all my bearings and stuff cleaned. I clean them in clean solvent.
Really? And you've got everything laid out?
Got it all laid out here. We'll do this short block tonight. I'll probably just put one rod and piston in when I degree the cam. It makes it easier to do it that way. But
All right.
that's what we'll do
And
tonight.
I see, you're talking gibberish to
Okay.
me, man. I'm standing here. I'll watch you put the parts in.
A little bit of math.
Do you know what's been nice about this though?
What's that?
I've been looking at the footage, and I'm learning stuff.
Good.
That means this is going to be a great segment.
Good.
All right. So
Outstanding.
yeah. So where are we starting at?
Okay. First thing I want to put in tonight is the camshaft. So we've got your cam cleaned up and ready to go. And you went with a flat tappet.
The flat tappet. Now we've described what that means.
Right. It just has the lifter that rides right on the lobe, which that's fine and dandy. This is a pretty nice little camshaft that should have a pretty good little thump to it. Okay.
That's going to be fun.
So we'll put a little lube on the cam bearings here.
Now, Mike, how many of these things you done, man? Do you have any idea?
A few hundred.
Few hundred.
Several. I've been doing it a while. I still enjoy doing it. So.
Now, is the machining your favorite part, or is this your favorite part? Or what flips your switch?
I enjoy it all.
Do you really?
Starting them up for the first time is,
I think yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, okay. All right, it's the horsepower issue, yes.
The sound and
All right, now see, I'd have to look to make sure I was putting the right end in.
okay.
That why you came over here?
I'm saying.
Now I have some high pressure lube I'm going to put on a camshaft here. Got to lube the distributor gear also.
Now that's going to take a lot of energy on the takeoff, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. It's a high pressure Molly type lube. Now if this was a roller cam, I would not put lube on the lobes on these, but since this is a flat tappet, we're going
to make sure you don't get...
You don't want a dry start, and that, like I said before, the first 10 or 15 minutes is really critical. If you get past that without a failure, you're probably pretty good shape.
God, like a baby being born, man. If you get it out and everything's all right, you're good.
Put a little bit on there.
And big one in the middle, that's just like the journal, isn't
right,
it?
That's what rides in the block, rides in the cam bearings. Don't have to put too much on it. If you put too much on a bearing, it can conceivably restrict the oil flow.
You just want to break that friction.
Just a little bit. Of course, when I put it in there and turn it, it'll spread it around on the journals. This stuff is really nasty. Kind of like black honey. It won't come off.
It just spreads around.
Yeah. You can see it just...
That looks like good stuff.
But it's good stuff, so...
See, that's what you need, man.
I'll use a little bit of this on the rod and main bearings also. I do not use it in the cylinders.
Really?
You don't want that. Probably would keep the rings from seating.
Like you said, you want a little friction on them, don't you?
Right, to break them in, to knock the, kind of mate them together, lap them together, however you want to say.
Yeah, that's what that is the word I've heard.
But it's like everything else. It's a balancing act. You don't want it too coarse or too smooth. Try to hit a happy medium. And then your oil comes into play with the zinc in it. No.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah, and this lobe here is for the fuel pump.
Is it really?
So it runs the fuel pump eccentric. So we'll slide this baby home. I always put the camshaft in first, because if there's a problem, it's a lot easier to work on the cam bearings without the crank in it. So there, we got it all the way in. Lubed up.
That looks like a machined piece of metal in there.
I use this bolt to give me some leverage.
I like that. I like that.
So now I'll wash my hands and we'll put the bearings in.
All right. I will stand here and marvel.
Okay, I got the cam in, lubed up. We're going to put the bearings in now. We'll start with the main bearings. The locking tab, of course, goes in the notch in the block. So push it right down like that. And the oil hole should line up with your hole in the block. That's where the oil feeds to the bearing.
Now, of course, you've determined that these bearings are the right size using that math stuff of yours.
Right, I measured these bearings before I ground the crank. You take into account the size of the hole, thickness of the bearing, and then that determines how much clearance you get or where to grind your crankshaft to.
How much clearance do you generally have?
This one's got right at 2,000s.
So not a lot, really.
Some I'll run as tight as 1.
Whoa.
Yeah, some of the newer motors, they run a lot tighter. And then you can go on up to 3 to 3.5 thousandths.
You would think that would cause excessive wear, wouldn't you?
No, on everyday stuff anymore, they hold real tight tolerances and they use real thin oil in them.
Yeah.
Like 5, 10, or so you have to they tighten up the clearance, makes them quieter.
Right. Now I'm still 15,
that.
20 years ago. God.
So we'll put the main.
I still think oil. So not a lot, really.
Some I'll run as tight as 1.
Whoa.
Yeah, some of some of the newer motors, they run a lot tighter. And then you can go on up to 3 to 3.5 thousandths.
You would think that would cause excessive wear, wouldn't you?
No, on everyday stuff anymore, they hold real tight tolerances and they use real thin oil in them.
Yeah.
Like 5, 10, or you know. So you have to they tighten up the clearance, makes them quieter.
Right.
Now
I'm
so
still 15, 20 years ago. God.
So we'll put the main.
I still think oil's supposed to have a 40 involved in it somewhere.
1040, I understand. And I still use 1040 in some of the hot rod and restoration stuff.
Oh yeah, that's officially old school oil.
I want to make sure. See, I've washed these in clean solvent and dried them off.
Well, you know, that's what we were just talking about, is the importance of cleanliness.
Well, you know, you've only got 1/1000th and a half clearance, and a piece of dirt's 5/1000 thick. I mean, you got a problem.
Yeah.
So.
Major problem all of a sudden, like just from a little piece of grime.
Now this bearing's called the thrust bearing. You see, it's got the edges. That actually fits in the crankshaft and controls the in-play.
Now I've heard of that one going out quite frequently.
That happens sometimes. Most of the thrusts are on the rear. Some are on number 4 cap, some are on number 3, and some are even on number 2. So
really?
Every engine
they're different like that?
Brand is different, yeah.
I did not know that.
Okay, now I want to install the rear main seal.
I've heard of that. About that one going out too many times on too many cars.
The leaking rear main seal.
The leaking rear main seal.
A lot of the newer stuff has 1-piece rear main seals. They're 1 piece instead of 2, which they work pretty good. But the blocks are different and cranks are made different. But they started the 1-piece stuff in the mid-80s, I guess.
Really?
Most everything anymore has 1 piece. So I want to put a little silicone around behind this bearing. Not very much. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Alright, Mike, while that silicone's drying, we're going to take off for a break, and when we come back, we're going to put the rear main seal in? Alright. Alright, Mike, we're back from break now, and we're putting in a rear main seal.
We got a little silicone behind it, and I'm going to put it right on this rib right here.
Oh.
You see the big lip?
Yeah.
That goes to the inside of the engine. This little lip goes to the outside. It's more of a dust shield. Keeps dirt from getting into this seal and grinding it up and make it leak. So that's basically.
That actually makes sense.
And we'll put this one in here. Okay, and I'll also use a little more sealer on this cap.
Yes, with the cost of oil, we want to keep as much in the motor as possible.
Put just a little dab here. Kind of keep that joint sealed up. Okay.
Boy, those look nice.
Don't they? It's almost too pretty to use.
All that machined metal.
Yeah. Get it dirty again. So we'll lube up our mains here. There.
Lubrication and cleanliness.
Now it's time for the backbone.
Man. Ew. That's a big hunk of metal now.